Hey everybody, it's John from 8 Worlds, and this is my review of Ittle Dew for the Nintendo Wii U. Anytime a game's claim to fame is its resemblance to another, you should approach with caution. Such is the case with Ittle Dew, a Zelda-esque indie game available on the Wii U eShop. Its creators had the expressed intention of boiling down the adventure genre to its simplest and most accessible form. In doing this, however, they may have removed the originality on accident. Let's start with the positive, shall we? Our hero and her flying weasel fox thing are adrift at sea. They come ashore on a mysterious island armed only with a stick. After a few minutes of wandering, they come across a merchant who offers to build them a raft to get off the island if they can recover an artifact from the mysterious castle just north of his shop. The writing in Ittle Dew is arguably its greatest asset. Characters regularly poke fun at their Zelda-inspired adventure, and your flying rodent friend, who serves as Nevi, is constantly drinking a red potion which is vaguely implied to be alcohol, though he insists it's just a health potion. With writing out of the way, we're headed into the darker territory. Your first glimpse of the game starts out very positive. Everything is classically animated, even the wind-blown leaves on the trees. You think to yourself, awesome, this is going to be a classically animated, cartoony adventure. It quickly becomes obvious, however, that the designers got lazy after the trees were done. The dungeon environments feel comparatively empty and devoid of artistic merit. Some elements, like fire, were apparently too hard for their animators to draw and were instead created lazily with a particle effect, leading them to look completely out of place in the art style. Enemies often have no other animation than a basic walk cycle. They display no disdain for taking damage, they never catch sight of you and come at you. Most don't even have an attack animation, they just wander aimlessly until they happen to run into you. And considering how tiny your weapon is, odds are if you hit them, they will hit you too, making for some extremely frustrating combat. Not to mention that they often have literally no AI. They just wander aimlessly, completely randomly. They show no intention of wanting to hurt you. Honestly, the first one I saw, I wasn't sure if it was an enemy or just a friendly NPC. The entirety of Ittle Dew consists of a few basic elements. Go to the castle and earn money. Take that money to the shop to gain entrance to a dungeon. Gain dungeon item and use it to solve block puzzles. Return to the castle and use the item to get to new areas with more money. Go get the second item, solve more block puzzles. Get more gold. Get third item, solve more block puzzles, win game. Yup, that's it. You complete 3 item dungeons, then go fight the boss. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. The entire thing took me a little under 3 hours to complete, and that's including a decent amount of optional puzzles. $10 for a very shallow, very short experience. Oh, and did I mention block puzzles? Because this game has some block puzzles. I hope they're the only kind of puzzle you would ever want, because they're the only kind this game has. The sound in Ittle Dew is decent enough, assuming of course that you can actually hear it. Every 15 minutes or so, I would lose a few audio tracks. In other words, my sword would stop making noise, or the music would go away. By an hour and a half into the game, there was honestly no sound left. I actually cranked my TV up to maximum volume just to make sure it was completely gone. About half an hour later, it decided to come back. That nearly killed me because the volume of my TV was all the way up. And with that, my review of Ittle Dew is... Oh wait, no, there's one more thing. So you know how the Wii U's claim to fame is that it can be played without the TV? Remember from the ads, like every ad ever? Well, upon starting up Ittle Dew, I quickly saw that familiar prompt to move the game to the gamepad. It was late, so I figured I'd play the game in bed. But that's when I noticed that once I moved the game to the gamepad, I couldn't hear it anymore. No, wait, I could still hear it, but it wasn't coming from the gamepad. It was coming from the TV. How do I make the sound come out of the gamepad? I tried fiddling with the options, the volume knob, I even plugged in headphones, nothing. A little research then led me to find out that you can't. The game will not output sound from the gamepad. Off-TV play is this system's hook, and you missed 50% of it. How did that not get spotted in testing? All it would take is for one person to play the game away from the TV once, and they would say, hey, there's no sound. I mean, for crying out loud! I'm giving Ittle Dew a 3.5 out of 10, and that's being generous. This game is completely unoriginal, it's short, and whether you're playing on a TV or a gamepad, your experience with audio will be less than pleasant. If you're really that desperate for a new Zelda, go try Darksiders 2. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/8worldsnews. Check out our blog, 8worldsnews.blogspot.com. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/8worldsnews, and follow us on Twitter @8worlds. Once again, I am John. Thank you for watching.